So I watched Sea Beast, and it was a really good movie, for the most part. Warning, there will be spoilers ahead. So for this video, I'll be starting at the end, the part of the movie that I felt did the most damage. Before the climax, Captain Crow rightly remarks that it's gonna take a hell of a lot more than one instance of a hunter and sea beast getting along to erase generations of war. But instead of acknowledging this truth in the finale, the movie tries to ignore it and fails miserably. Throughout the majority of the film, we were given a strong sense of realism. Characters like Crow, who rather than being portrayed as some two-dimensional bad guy, was a genuinely good man, simply misguided by want for revenge. And dialogue exploring ideas such as how heroes are still infallible people who aren't always right wonderfully showcase this. So it feels insulting when a crowd of people who just witnessed something that could easily be construed as an attack from a sea beast listen to some random kid make a speech about how sea beasts aren't actually bad and just unanimously decide to turn against their rulers and believe her. We're supposed to believe that peace after years and years of bitter war was that easy. Why couldn't the closing scene be of Maisie explaining that the road ahead of them would be long and difficult? But they were already making a difference, and true peace, while maybe not attainable in Jacob's or her lifetime, would still ultimately be attainable. But speaking of the rulers, I hate how they're given absolutely no nuance. This war, this scheme, if you will, seems to be generations old, but the rulers are acting like they were in on it. And that seems highly unrealistic. Why would each generation pass on the information that it was all a lie? Bad guys like to paint themselves as the good guys. It would make more sense if the originator told his successors that he started the war for the progress of the kingdom, the exploration and taming of distant lands rich with resources that would benefit all within the kingdom. I would have loved to see the royals be aghast at Maisie's accusations because they too were only believing what they'd been taught. They could still be the selfish and arrogant antagonists that they were, but with a little more nuance in regards to their knowledge on the war. I was also bothered by how Maisie preaches about peace and ending the killing after she tries to kill Crow. Maybe practice what you preach? Her character just seems to flip pretty quickly from, yeah, I'm gonna be a beast slayer like my parents, I'm so proud of them, to, you filthy beast slayer, I'm going to kill you because you hurt that precious and innocent sea beast that's killed so many people. I also disliked how after being told by the witch that her services would cost him everything, Crow leaves with everything. And if they were going more for a this path you're going down will take everything from you, that doesn't work either, because it's the interference of Jacob and Maisie that takes everything from him. If not for them, he would have successfully kept everything. He'd just be a bad guy. And the only reason they were with him was because he welcomed them back onto his ship and gave them medical attention for the injuries they'd received from Red rampaging down to attack the other guy. And then in the end, Crow makes the decision to not continue down the dark path, but he's still lost everything because of Jacob and Maisie. So the prophecy doesn't really seem to make any sense. Not to mention the fact that despite giving the impression that the poison was fatal, just like the witch's prophecy, its promised effects seem to have been smudged out in the end. To end on a positive note, I did really enjoy the world building, especially the narrative surrounding the hunters, how they are perceived by others, how they view themselves, and the way that they celebrate both their life and the threat of their death. It felt like this really interesting blend between pirates and soldiers, which gave the story setting depth and an originality which I found enjoyable. Ultimately, Sea Beast came incredibly close to being something fantastic, but was crippled by its ending, as well as various obscurities. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree? And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you stay tuned for all future content. And if you want to help support what we do here, consider becoming a patron. Link in the description below. I'm your alibi, and I will see you next time. There is literally a giant freaking spider hanging over my phone. It was not there 2 seconds ago. Okay, after this, I'm killing that thing. It materialized out of nowhere. It moved.